Come in, just on the phone. If you could get a letter off to him today. Right, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Rosie here?
At the back, in the vegetable garden.
I was thinking about what I said last night. I was being stupid.
Why?
Lots of reasons. Oh, sure, I want to stay here with you, but, well, there's Beryl and the kids.
No, there's not. It's just Beryl. The children have their own lives, remember?
But, well, Kevin and Lynn. Okay, they're married, but I still have to support them. I would never let any of them go short. Now, how can I give you the sort of things you're used to if I'm doing that?
Is that all you're worried about? I've got it all worked out. That was my solicitor. I've told him I want Gordon's half of Woombai as my divorce settlement.
I won't sponge off you.
You can help out with the riding school on a very generous salary. Enough to send money back to them.
Look, I don't want any handouts.
You work hard for your money now, don't you?
Yeah.
You'll work 10 times as hard if you stay on. We could have a good life here together. Couldn't we?
I still have to think about it.
Why?
Why? I'm happy with Beryl. I've got to be sure before I chuck that away.
Oh. I understand. Well, I went through the same thing with Gordon. I never really loved him. Not the way I love you. But there were all the usual things keeping us together, family, concern for each other. But in the long run, they weren't enough for either of us.
Oh, that's different, huh? I've always loved Beryl.
Well, what about me? Do you love me? I know that it's hard to make the break, but it is the right thing for all of us. I can't force you.
Right. Don't push, that's all. I've got to make up my own mind.
Fair enough. Yes, is Mal there, please?
Good for my image.
Cradle snatching again.
I had some grade A gossip for you. You can sing for it now.
I'd get down on my knees, but I'm saving my strength for the auction. Looking forward to it.
You bet. Look, I've got a whole heap of papers here from Patricia.
Still in first. Charlie will keep me company, won't you?
Of course I will.
First door on the right, up the stairs.
Thanks.
Oh, I phoned Liz Kirk yesterday. You'll never guess what she told me.
I want to know about Mother.
Oh, she's doing fine, a born worker.
I need the divorce.
You knew it was on the cards.
She wasn't sure when she left. Did you talk her into it?
I've been trying to talk her into it for years. Well, she and Gordon aren't compatible, never were. Not where it counts. Well, what's the point of keeping it going when they could both find someone else?
Just like you. How many is it now?
Attacking me won't change your mother's mind. It's her decision. You're just going to have to get used to it. She spent a big part of her life looking after you and the family. It's her turn now. You, sure you don't want to hear about Liz Kirk?
I don't know why you're bringing it up again. It happened last week.
Oh, I've been giving it some extra thought. Quite frankly, there have been far too many mistakes for my liking.
I thought we sorted it all out. The blokes misunderstood what I told them.
And you didn't pick up the mistake until it was too late.
Well, I can't be in 10 different places at once. I've still got the stables to look after.
I'm aware of that, and I think I've thought of a possible solution. You concentrate on the stables, and we put in a supervisor at the Reed House. He'd be answerable to you, of course.
Would help. Joe Rogers would be up to it.
I was thinking of David Palmer.
Thought he was going back to Melbourne.
Ah, he's having second thoughts. He's enjoying it here.
Look, he's good, but Joe's got more experience.
He's also a local. He might let the men get away with too much.
I'm a local. I don't reckon I do.
Yes, but you're older than most of them, though. How old's Joe? Early 30s? Right. So let's make it David. Tell him he'll be getting a salary increase. Let's say another 50?
Okay. That all?
Yes. Hopefully that'll fix all our problems.
Right.
Oh, and when you're talking to David, it was your idea, okay? Well, we're old friends, and I wouldn't like the men or him to think it was favoritism.
No worries.
Look, you tell Mrs. Hamilton that I'm happy with the money I'm making.
Well, I've never known a bloke to knock back a raise. Oh, okay then.
And whose idea was it for the job?
Oh, well, whose do you reckon? Well, I'll ring Mrs. Hamilton and tell her it'll be Joe Rogers.
Don't worry. Tell her myself at lunchtime.
When you hit that last button, I thought you were going to try and dig your way through to China.
Tactful golf partners don't mention things like that.
Me? Tactful? I'm even tactless enough to ask what the problem is.
Patricia, she's finally filed for divorce. The first thing I knew about it was a letter from a solicitor. Oh, I'm not upset about the divorce. It's just the way she chose to go about it. Call wouldn't have gone astray.
Bad manners upset me too, but they don't put me off my game.
We've been together a long time. I'm sad it ended the way it has.
You'd be pretty insensitive if you weren't. Mind you, it's going to take a few drinks to soften the blow of the property settlement.
Is that an invitation?
Call it a plea from the heart. While Prue is around, I'll grab any excuse to get out of the house.
Can I offer you one now?
Or just something soft. Then I'll go. You've got an auction to get to, remember?
Mineral water, orange juice?
Orange juice is fine. You're a nice man, Gordon Hamilton.
I'm glad somebody thinks so.
Trying to do, bribe me into staying?
A problem came up. The position was necessary. You seemed the right person for it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm not in the habit of lying. Look, I'm running a business here, David. I can't afford to have the men making mistakes when Mal isn't around. He can't be everywhere at once. You seemed the obvious choice.
Or Joe Rogers.
I preferred you, for business reasons.
Look, I'll be leaving the day after tomorrow. If I do go, it'd be silly me taking a job on that I mightn't finish.
All right. We'll hold off for a few days. If you decide to stay, that's the position you'll have. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
I have a right to let you know how I feel. I love you. I'll do everything I can to keep you.
If I do stay, it'll be because of how I feel. Nothing else comes into it.
Here's those papers from your mum.
Thanks.
I thought you might have some questions.
I'll ask Mother if I do.
Hey, is your dad nearly ready?
Dunno.
I might just give Fiona a call.
Could you do it in the hall? I'm trying to concentrate.
You don't mind me staying here, do you?
I couldn't care one way or the other. Dad seemed pretty keen on it.
I don't want to get in your way, that's all.
That's right.
Watch where you're going next time.
I missed you by a mile.
Half an inch more like it.
That's all it needs. I'm a very good driver.
See how he does with
Beautiful, ladies
Sampson.
and gentlemen, there's no reserve, so we start the bidding at $5,000. Who'll give me $5,000?
1,000.
1,000. Who'll give me 2,000? 2,000? $2,000. Any advance on $2,000? 3,000. Any advance on 3,000?
4.
$4,000. I've got $4,000. Who'll give me $5,000? Any advance on $4,000? 4,000 going once, going twice.
5,000.
5.5.
6.
6,000. Any advance on $6,000?
6.5.
7.
7.5.
8.
8.5.
9.
The bid is $9,000. Any advance on 9,000? 9,000 going once, going twice. Sold for $9,000.
Oh, John, you know Mrs. Armstrong?
Yes, nice to see you again.
As it turns out, you've already met my niece, Prue.
Hi. Again.
Gordon tells me you outbid Prue for a horse she wanted. How's your life insurance?
Don't be stupid, Auntie Barb. There are no hard feelings. As a matter of fact, I tried to twist John's arm earlier into having a drink. Looks like I got my own way after all. Cheers.
Cheers.
It'll be nice to have some money coming in for a change.
Well, the men have to be paid.
Oh, what happened to the good old days of slave labor? Why don't you stay for lunch? Rosie's made enough for an army.
Well, thanks all the same. The men will be waiting.
Thought I heard your voice. Seeing as you're heading for home, I thought Beryl might like a few jars of my chutney.
Well, thanks, Rosie. Thoughtful of you.
She was a nice woman. Give her my regards. See you.
Are you going to give her Rosie's regards?
Oh, Pat.
Can't ignore it, David. You're supposed to leave today. It's a simple choice. Stay here, be with me, have a future, or go back.
Look, I don't know yet.
When will you? All it takes is a simple yes or no.
Well, I wouldn't say it's simple, deciding about chucking in for marriage. I'll definitely decide today. I promise.
Oh, do you think you could do that some other time?
Today's the day I back, always has been.
For God's sake.
I'm not very good at figures. I need the peace and quiet. Why don't you take the rest of the day off? Go into town, see your friends.
You'd have put me behind tomorrow.
Oh, what does it matter?
Well, if you want to live in a pigsty. Oh, David forgot to take his chutney. I'll drop it off to him on the way into town.
Don't bother, I'll be seeing him later.
It's no bother.
I'll give it to him.
It's a shame she didn't stay longer. Beryl Palmer. It's funny the way she went hurrying off. Wasn't here for much more than a day, was she?
Apparently she felt in the way.
Long way to come for a day or so, isn't it?
Some people are very sensitive. I offered her the chance to stay here, but she didn't want to.
Can't see why.
Because she was being stupid, that's why. She's that sort of woman.
Suppose he's looking forward to getting home.
I imagine so, yes.
How do you know people like them wouldn't have thought they were your sort?
We're old friends. Do you mind?
I will take that. It's on the way.
I said no.
Have it your own way.
It was out. No, it was out. It was out. The score is 18-12.
It's 19-11 my way, yours, sir.
Oh, come on. Even a blind umpire would have given that out.
In.
Out.
In.
Out.
Hey, Palmer, you coming down the pub after work?
Yeah, I'm expecting a phone call.
Yeah, suppose you'll be going back to Melbourne pretty soon. Well, your boys said you'd only be here for a couple of weeks.
Right now, well, I don't know. I may be staying longer.
Good. Well, if you change your mind about the drink, let us know.
There's no other way. I've just got to face up to telling her.
I don't think it's wise for you to go back.
Come on, I owe her that much. It'd be a coward's way not to.
Isn't it better for everyone just to cut off quickly?
Why are you so keen for me not to go?
Because you wouldn't be telling her anything she doesn't already know.
You think she's guessed?
She knows. She confronted me with it while she was here. It was pointless trying to deny it.
You mean the whole time she was with us, she knew about it?
Effectively, yes. Well, she coped very well.
Well, why in the hell didn't you tell me?
Because she wanted it that way. She didn't want you to be influenced one way or the other. She was frightened if she told you you'd go back with her so as not to hurt her. Not because you really wanted to.
Sounds like her.
And that's why I think you shouldn't go back now. Her first reaction will be that you've come back to her. It would just hurt her more.
Yeah, I see your point.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do something positive. Pack your things and move in with me tonight.
Do you think that's wise?
People are going to talk about us whether we like it or not. May as well get it over and done with in one hit. At least we'll have each other for support. Travel light.
I didn't think I'd be staying here all that long.
It's a good excuse to go out and do some shopping.
I better not put off any longer. I better ring her.
Oh, leave it till we get to Woombai. There's plenty of time.
What the hell do I say to her? I mean, how do you tell someone that you've been married to for 20 years that it's over? Just hang up the phone. No, I've got to go down there, Pat. It's the only honest things to do.
All right. If it'll make you feel any happier, we'll face her together. That way there'll be no chance of her getting the wrong idea.
There's the kids to consider, too.
Well, one thing at a time. First you sort it out with Beryl, then tackle the kids.
Look, I don't think we should go down together, though.
David, we are now us. Everything we do together. I'll go straight to Woombai, pack what we need, head back for Sydney, and get the first flight to Melbourne. Come on, darling.
Beryl's never been alone before in her life. Don't know how she's going to handle it.
Oh, she'll hardly be on her own. She'll have the entire family with her.
Hates things to change, you see. It's like the time we were going to buy a new house. It really threw her. She couldn't take the thought of moving, changing.
I don't quite see the connection. Oh, of course it's going to hit her at first, but we all managed to survive. And somehow I think Beryl has a greater capacity than most. And time helps to make things easier.
You don't even know her. You wouldn't have a clue how she'd feel.
I'm only saying that unfortunately somebody always has to get hurt. And in this case it's Beryl. I don't like the thought of that any more than you do.
Thanks. Oh, I was wondering, could you tell me what time the last flight from Sydney comes in tonight, please? 11 o'clock, I see. Thanks. Thank you.
Are you coming?
hello. I wonder, could you tell me if Mr. Palmer was on the 11 o'clock flight from Sydney? Oh, but wouldn't you have a record of who was on it? Yes, yes, I understand. Thanks anyway. Angela?
Hello, love. I'm home. Hey, you're squeezing the life out of me.
I was on my way to bed.
Oh, would you believe the airport bus broke down?
Just your luck.
And then I couldn't get a taxi.
Should let us know what flight you're on. Angela would have picked you up. I suppose you were flat to the boards till you left. There was a lot to do when I was up there. So happy you're back. Let's have a cuppa, eh? And you can tell me all about it. Hope things are going well between you and John.
I know, Beryl. Patricia told me this afternoon.
Why?
Did she tell me? She wanted me to stay with her. Look, I want to be honest. I was going to. Just being stupid,
She's a very beautiful woman, and I don't think you ever got over her either.
Don't make excuses for me, Beryl.
Did you come back because you feel sorry for me?
Whatever you're doing, you'd better stop. We're going out.
You're safe.
G'day, Dad.
Kev. You're getting a bit thick around the middle there.
Yeah, we're going to have to fork out some new dresses soon.
You got a good suntan.
Yeah, bet you had a beaut time.
Yeah, I missed you all day.
Well, Lynn reckoned we shouldn't come out. You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not. Oh, what about that cuppa?
Oh, I'll do it.
I've been training you while you were gone.
Oh, well, I was just telling your mum I had an offer to stay up there. I turned it down. I was missing you all too much.
Oh, yeah, sure.
True. Well, you believe me, don't you, love?
Yes, I do.
You two are as bad as that movie we saw tonight. Come on. Oh, yeah. The coach is really pleased with how I'm going at footy practice. I might even get to play ruck this season.
A little weed like you.
Oh, watch it.
Coming, love?
You still up?
Go to bed.
Did you get through to Mrs. Bartlett?
What?
All those calls, did you finally get through to her?
Go to bed.
Maybe you should call Mr. Hamilton. Talk to him.
That decorator bloke will sort it out.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, in here, Rosie.
How's it going, Mel?
Oh, not bad. What brings you over?
Oh, I'm away into town. Thought I'd drop in and say hello. You're not going too bad. Heard you on the phone to Mrs. Hamilton this morning. Did she say that Palmer bloke had left?
Yeah.
Left you short-handed, huh?
Well, he gave one of the blokes the idea yesterday he'd be staying on. And Mrs. Hamilton seemed to think so, too. Wish they'd make up their minds.
Must have been surprised this morning when he wasn't here.
He didn't say goodbye or nothing. Oh, maybe they had an argument about him not doing the supervisor's job.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was Mrs. Hamilton's idea. He wouldn't be in it, though.
She must have thought he was a good worker then.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, she always asked for him if there's anything she ever wanted a hand with. It's funny, you know. I didn't think he was the unreliable sort.
Neither did I.
You're back early.
Patricia rostered me off just to be on the safe side because I didn't call yesterday.
Well, when do you start?
Tomorrow, short haul.
How'd it feel being back?
Oh, I'll get used to it. I'm not going to get like I was before. It's a bit of a change, though. I like to work at Woombai. Fresh air, good blokes, no baits.
Why didn't you look around for something else?
Nah, a couple of weeks and I won't remember what it was like.
I've got to go out. I did a dress for Anne Gregory and a couple of her friends saw it and now they're interested.
Well, maybe I should chuck it in and let you keep it.
Oh, I could just see it too. You going out again?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Angela will be home soon. She wants to have a talk to you. She's going back to Sydney for a holiday.
Whose idea was that?
It's nothing to do with you or John. What happened with Stevie and Mick upset her a fair bit.
Well, I'm not worried about John. I reckon they're both over that. But what about Patricia and me? Bit of a risk her going up there straight after. Just think of the mess if she found out.
There's not much chance of that. Patricia's the only one that knows, and I really can't see her saying anything about it.
Did she call you too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That friend of hers, Charlie, she's just arrived too. Something wrong?
I wouldn't know. I'm here about the divorce. Didn't you know?
You don't reckon she'd tell me anything, do you?
There's no need for that.
That's a pretty big step. When did you decide?
Just recently. You going back to the property?
No. Into town.
I'll see you later, then. Patricia alone, thanks, Charlie.
I'll wander down the stable sites. Take in some of the mussels.
Why is she up here again?
I felt like the company.
Your solicitor's letter arrived yesterday.
Oh, yes. The settlement.
I don't know why you're after it, but there's no way you're getting my half of Woombai. I don't see anything funny about it.
Sorry. I just had this crazy idea that it might possibly have been something I could continue after the divorce. I got carried away. If you came up for an argument, you won't get one.
Oh?
Should have realized in the first place that you'd never give it up.
Yes, you should.
Shame you wasted your time coming up here, then.
Oh, I've set my mind at rest. I'd like to see how things are going.
It's going like clockwork. I said I could do it.
Credit where it's due. You mind if I stay longer? I'm not checking up on you, just curious.
Of course not.
I know what we're going through isn't pleasant, but I do hope we can at least be civilized about it.
Aren't we?
Is there a spare vehicle?
The four-wheel drive's down at the stable site.
I'll see you later this afternoon. Oh, I met Rosie down the road. She seemed to think something's wrong.
You know her. Everything's a drama.
Thought I'd surprise Beryl when she got home.
Oh, she'll love them. You should go to Sydney more often. Do you want me to arrange them for you?
If you don't mind.
Sure. Is she at Mrs. Gregory's?
Yeah. she told me about Sydney.
You don't mind, do you?
Will it be for long?
Oh, it shouldn't be. I just feel like getting away for a while, that's all. Can't let you have all the fun.
No, I suppose not. You going down to Woombai while you're there?
Oh, it depends where John is.
He was in Sydney when I left. Well, maybe you won't have to bother.
I thought you'd be on at me to patch things up with Mother.
Oh, well, that's up to you. You know how I feel about him.
Well, how did you two get on?
Well, fine. Well, I didn't see much of her. Well, it was a bit hard, you know, me being one of the workers, and she didn't want to look like she was playing favourites.
Sounds like an excuse to me. Not to have anything to do with you.
Oh, fair enough. That's the way she felt. You can't blame her.
You think so? Oh, well, if I see her up there, fine. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get in touch.
Charlie?
No, it's me. Mr. Hamilton arrive okay?
Yes.
Where is he?
Having a look at how things are going.
Was over at the Reed place earlier.
Why don't you put those things away?
Got talking to Mal. He was surprised the way young Jordan's dad left so sudden.
I don't see why. He always knew David had to get back to his job in Melbourne.
Reckoned he got the idea from you he was staying on.
What exactly are you getting at?
You might think I'm an old fool, but I'm not.
I don't know what little bee you've got in your bonnet, but I'd be very careful, though. Start spreading gossip and I'll have you off this place so fast you won't know what hit you, Gordon or no Gordon.
I know what I know.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Me? Uh-oh.
No two ways about it. She knows.
What are you going to do?
Oh, what can I do? Bluff it out. She may not say anything. She's got no proof.
Even if she does, you're getting a divorce anyway.
Oh, I don't give a damn about Gordon. It's John and Angela I'm worried about. Why the hell did I ever get into this mess?
Because you loved him.
I'm going riding. If Gordon comes back, keep him away from her.
You didn't see her through the afternoon?
I probably shouldn't have stayed. Perhaps she's hoping I'll be gone before she gets back.
Oh, I don't think it's that.
Did she say anything before she left?
Just that she felt like a ride.
Told you she'd had an upset.
I'll tell you what. You take the four-wheel drive. I'll take my car and stick to the roads.
You don't even know what direction she went in. Did you see her go?
No. What do we do if she's not back by dark?
Well, hopefully she will be. Probably being a couple of panic merchants. Come on.
Mr. Hamilton, can I see you before you go? By yourself?
We haven't got long.
When we get back, Rosie.
Some friend you are.
I didn't mean it like that.
Poor old Nelson breaks his arm and all you can do is smile about it.
I'm smiling about being made ruck, not about Nelson.
I don't know that I'm all that keen on it.
Oh, here we go.
If Nelson can break his arm playing in the ruck, so can you, young man.
He didn't break it on the field. He slipped on a cake of soap in the showers.
That's not what you said when you first told us.
I just said he broke his arm at footy. I didn't say how. Honest, it was in the showers.
No, he's got you, Beryl.
It doesn't matter. I'm still worried. I've seen some of the boys on the other team. There was one last year who was 17 and he was bigger than your dad.
Give it a rest, love. No matter what you say, he's still going to do it.
Well, don't blame me when they bring you home on a stretcher.
Oh, you're great when you're serious, Mum.
It's all right for you. It'll be Lynn and me who'll have to run around after you when you're laid up.
I'll boot him out and get another one.
Listen, your mum's right about one thing, son. Some of those guys are beefier than you. You could do with a bit of building up, ain't they?
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'll give you a hand if you like. Some running, a few exercises, some kicking down at the park.
You're on.
Give me a chance to work off some of your mum's cooking.
Get it, will you, love? Lynn's made something you can work off tomorrow morning.
Don't tell me you got her making them too.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to.
It's called carrying on the family tradition.
It's a triple celebration. Your dad's homecoming, your farewell, and your promotion on the football team.
That's a wonder you didn't make 3. I bet this is the only family in the world where everything's celebrated with a pad.
Well, you'll get it over your head if you don't watch out.
Cut it up, will you, love? I'll find the paper napkins.
How long will you be gone, do you reckon?
I'm not sure. See how it goes.
Hard to love. I wouldn't mind another holiday.
Well, you should go out once the baby's born. Take it to see Fiona.
Gonna shout us, Dad?
You be hopeful. Watch it.
Flowers, hugs.
Yeah, I was an idiot. I nearly lost.
I love you.
I love you too.
I got worried. I had you drowned in the local billabong. You all right?
Just wonderful.
Where have you been?
On a sentimental binge. All the places we went together. You know what he did? He got back at me. He led me on till I really thought... He got right to the steps of the veranda. And then he said no. He paid me back for walking out on him 20 years ago.
He's not that sort. Well, he probably just panicked at the last moment. You were taking a gamble. It didn't work out.
I'll make him very sorry.
Oh, you know you don't mean that.
Oh, Charlie. I loved him so much.
It's getting cold out there. I hope she's all right.
Her sort always is.
There's no need for that. Charlie hasn't found her. We should get help in. She could have fallen from a horse.
Probably off somewhere feeling sorry for herself.
Sometimes you take it too far, Rosie.
Well, you wouldn't blame me if you knew what she'd been up to. I don't like telling you, but... Well, I don't reckon she should get away with it. Her and that David Palmer, they've been having an affair.
That's a pretty serious accusation.
I didn't come down in the last shower. I can put 2 and 2 together as well as the next person.
Have you got proof?
Oh, you should have seen her. Following him around, even working with him. Coming back all hours of the night. Always making excuses to get me out of the place when he came over.
That is not what I meant by proof.
Okay. Tell me why his wife turned up, then left almost straight away. Why was she upset last night? I'll tell you why. Because he went back to Melbourne. She tried to get him to stay on. You ask Mel. She tried to get him to do a special job and stay on.
It's all speculation.
You weren't here, Gordon. You didn't see them. Oh, the way they looked at each other sometimes.
Now, that's enough. You don't like Patricia. I think it's affected the way you've seen things.
I suppose you'd have to say that. Well, I've told you what I know. That's all I can do. It's true, though.
You called off the jobs. I found her. Don't look so cheerful about it, darling.
I'd like to speak to Patricia privately, please. You've been crying. Rosie thinks you've been having an affair with David Palmer. She's right, isn't she?
Is she?
I think so. Everything adds up.
You believe her gossip, do you?
It's not only that. What she said got me thinking. The way you were so keen for John to come down to the auction. The sudden notification of divorce proceedings. The uncharacteristic interest in Woombai.
I told you. I changed my mind about that.
Why? Because David lost interest and went back to Melbourne.
All right. We had an affair, and it was wonderful. It made me realize that I should have done it years ago, so if you expect me to be sorry, you can damn well think again.
I want you out of here first thing in the morning. I'll take over until Wayne and she'll arrive.
Fine by me.
At Woombai working your socks off.
Oh, just give me a chance to catch my breath.
You're not back because of Angela, are you?
What? What do you mean?
Well, she's come up for a few weeks' holiday. Jill's gone to the airport to pick her up. You didn't know?
No. Well, I better go upstairs and pack. I couldn't stand a scene with her on top of everything else.
What's happened?
I think he's got a right to know.
Mother?
I'm afraid your father is getting a bit nasty about the divorce. We had an argument at Woombai. He threw me out and told me I wasn't to stay here either.
Why?
Oh, a lot of things came to a head. I don't think he thought I'd go through with it. And when he realized that I was, he took a very hard line.
Well, you're not going to let him get away with it, are you?
What choice do I have?
He wasn't in any mood to be reasoned with.
The place is half yours. You've got a legal right to stay.
I don't want to make him any angrier. And there's Angela and John. They're very fond of your father. If I start becoming too aggressive, they're likely to take his side. Quite frankly, I'm surprised you haven't.
I've been on the receiving end too, remember? I know you can be pretty unreasonable sometimes.
Thanks.
Look, why don't you stay? You'll have to be at Woombai now that you're not there. Certainly for the next few days till I arrive. It's stupid neither of you using the place.
I'll think about it. I'm just going upstairs to freshen up.
I'll talk to Wayne. It, had nothing to do with me.
Didn't say a word.
I just remember the last time I was here. I was the world's worst.
I want Mother to stay here. Help me talk her into it.
It's your father who's the problem.
Maybe I should give him a ring.
No, don't. That's one thing Patricia is sure of. She doesn't want anyone else getting mixed up in it. If you really want to do something, keep on being as nice as you were then. Right now, she feels she's lost virtually everything she ever wanted. I think it would help. She doesn't need anyone else making problems for her.
You sure you don't mind making the detour?
Oh, will you shut up? I know you want to see John.
John? I'm here to see Gemma. My horse.
Yeah, sure.
You been getting out here much?
Not really.
I thought you would have been converted by now. You have to do a fair bit of riding at Woombai.
Well, I'm trying to put that off for as long as possible.
Miss Hamilton. You're back.
Certainly am. How's Gemma?
Same stall. She's looking good, too.
Where's John?
Given Armour to work out in the far paddock. One of the new horses for Woombai.
Oh, right. Well, look, I think I might ride Gemma over and see him. Could you please settle her up for me, Joe?
No worries.
He'll be surprised.
It's the general idea.
Would you like me to wait?
Oh, no, thanks anyway, but I'll get John to give me a lift home. Oh, it's good to see you. It really is.
You too. You don't mind about me and Wayne, do you?
Of course not. I just hope he's changed for your sake.
I think so.
Good. Well, I'll see you back at the house.
You're looking great. Melbourne must agree with you.
Oh, it does. Hope you don't mind me coming.
Of course not. It's great to see you.
Did you hear about Stevie's death?
Yeah, pretty rough on Mick.
Yeah, he's taken it pretty hard, too. Anyway, he decided to go away, so he's gone looking for work in WA.
Well, how do you feel about that?
Me?
I thought there was something going on between you two.
No, we tried, sort of. Didn't work. Anyway, I got fairly depressed after Stevie's death. That's why I wanted to take the break. How about you? You found anyone yet?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. Oh, I have met someone. She's nice. I've only taken her out a couple of times so far.
That's good. I'd like to meet her.
Don't worry. She's a bit pushy. She'll make sure you do. Well, I'll be finished in half an hour. You in a hurry?
No.
Why don't you have a ride around? Meet me in the office and I'll give you a lift home.
All right.
You've got a heap of catching up to do.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
Of course I will. Charlie's suffered through the worst of it. She'll slap me into line if I start getting maudlin.
You'd better believe it.
I promised Jill I'd help her go through her things. She's packing up the bedsit.
You've cheered me up enough already, and I'm very grateful.
Got him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think to ask. How's the walking going?
Oh, getting better. I'm still not meant to overdo it for a while, though. Can't wait to be out of this thing for good.
How long will it take?
A month or so. Like the doctor said, we don't want to be too impatient, do we?
Good to see you haven't changed too much.
Ah, who sent you the flowers? They're lovely.
They're for Angela from Gordon.
Well, that was nice of him.
We ready?
Yep.
Won't be too late.
Whenever. See you later, Jill.
Bye. Bye, Charlie.
Welcome back, darling. Sorry I can't be there. Tied up unexpectedly at Woombai. Love, Daddy.
At least he's keeping up a front for her.
He would have wanted to send them anyway. Nothing I could do would change his feelings for her.
You trust him not to say anything?
Oh, he'd never hurt Angie to get back at me.
What about John?
I don't think so.
Mind you, if you'd gone ahead with your plan for David, I don't think either of them would have approved.
I was prepared to risk it to keep him. Now, though, oh, what a mess it'd be. No husband, no lover, no children, I'd say, if they found out.
You're coming home with me.
No, I don't care what Gordon says. I'm staying here.
Of course you are. But right now, I think a stiff gin at my place is going to do you a lot more good than sitting round here waiting for Angela and John to arrive.
You're a good friend, aren't you?
Hope you say that when you get the bill.
Hello. John Palmer around?
No, but he should be here in a few minutes.
Oh, good. I'm stabling a couple of my horses here. I just want to check out the facilities, make sure they're as good as they say.
Why wouldn't they be?
Well, there's no harm in checking. Who are you?
Angela Hamilton. My father owns the stud.
Oh, you're the sister, are you? Oh, John told me all about you. I think the whole story is wildly romantic. God, what I wouldn't do to trade my father in on a new model. I'm Prue Armstrong. Oh, of course, you were engaged to Simon, weren't you? Don't blame me for dumping him. He is a pain in the neck. Don't tell Auntie Barb I said that.
What are you doing here? I was going to pick you up later.
I couldn't wait.
You two met?
Oh, you're way behind. We introduced ourselves.
Good. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you don't mind waiting an extra 10 minutes, do you? You said you'd show me around. Well, that's why I came out. I want to see where you'll put Dandy and Sandercane. I hate to do it to your ego, but it really is business.
You don't mind, do you?
No, of course not.
Hello, darling. Lovely to see you.
I thought you were staying somewhere else.
Hey, you've been talking to your father.
How come you're still here?
Wayne insisted I should stay.
That figures. Anyway, I'm going to be spending most of my time with John, so with a bit of luck, we won't have to see much of each other.
Thanks for the lift.
My pleasure.
Are you sure you don't want a cup of coffee or something before you go?
No, thanks. I had gallons of it at Fiona's. Or something sounds fine, though.
I'm glad you like Aunt Fiona.
She's not what I expected. When you said Aunt Fiona, I imagined some little grey-haired old lady.
I don't think she'll ever be that. I think she saw right through you.
Oh, you do you?
Mm-hmm.
And how about the nephew?
Oh, he saw through you too.
Love is very strange, it can come.
If you were stupid enough to tell Customs you were smuggling a bomb, what do you think would happen? Find out when Customs face a very explosive situation on Border Patrol NZ, tonight at 7:30. Then a devastating situation on the new series of SCU Serious Crash Unit at 8 o'clock on 7. Next, the latest 7 Morning News.
Sons and daughters, love and laughter, tears and sadness and happiness. We will find out our sons and daughters are what we do were once about.